Don't you worry your pretty little head off. Ripe old age of 41. My favorite tip, lack of fat. You just want it over here. Don't forget your neck. Hey guys, it's Jill. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be a full in-depth tutorial on this makeup look. And I'm going to be giving you tons of tips on how to look younger. This is for any age really, but specifically for women over 40. I am the ripe old age of 41 and I still feel like I'm 29, just like I tell everyone that I am, but I know that I'm not, and I know that I can no longer apply my makeup like I did when I was 29. So I hope that this video helps you guys out if you are in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, and you're struggling to kind of work around the new aging process or aging that's going on your skin. I definitely have some great tips that I hope is going to help you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this full in-depth tutorial. Okay, so over 40 makeup. The very first thing, and probably the most important thing that you do, is prep your face and your skin. So I always go in with an eye cream. I personally love the It Confidence. This is the It Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream. I'm going to link all of the products down below. It brightens, repairs, transforms, and I really do love this product. I'm actually out of this. Well, I'm really close. I have another one on the way, but I'm like trying to, I don't think that there's really anything that I can get out of here. That's actually going to be a substantial amount to go underneath my eye or eyes. If you are not taking care of your skin, you really should be. I know people that don't take care of their skin and never have, and I'm like, oh, girl. And then I look at my daughter who's 12, who's starting to take care of her skin now, and I'm like, girl, she's got good genes too. I'm like, you are gonna look so young. You're gonna be looking 20 when you're 50. This is supposed to be how you are supposed to tap in your eye cream, because again, this is a very delicate area and you always want to do it with this finger, which is your ring finger, because your ring finger has the least amount of pressure that goes onto your skin. And you want to be very gentle with this area. So it's never too late to start to be super gentle with this area. Yes, this takes extra time. Do I do this all the time? No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how I do it. Don't do as I say. I feel like that wasn't enough. Don't do as I do. Do as I say, okay? We want to save these eyes of ours. I mean, I still always do it with my ring finger, which is the most gentle, and I'm still not super duper tugging, but the best way really is to pat. And I also take it up onto my eyelid, because if you guys don't know, that also loses collagen and your eyelids also wrinkle. So make sure you're protecting your eye all the way around. And then you need to go in with a sunscreen, whether it's in your foundation, it's an actual sunscreen, or if it's in your moisturizer. So this is the Lancome Lift Multi-Action Sunscreen of 15 Lifting and Firming Cream, and this is for all skin types. So I'm just gonna take some of that. It is nice and thick. I really like this a lot. And then we are just going to put it, I really focus that cream on my forehead. My forehead and then the sides of my eyes are my biggest problem areas. I did have Botox and I'm hesitant to get it again because it lifted my brows up and it was just a very strong look, and I did not want that. It was nice to not have wrinkles though, but I don't know. I just moved to North Carolina from Georgia, so I would need to find a doctor, someone that I like truly trust. So I'm gonna start asking around. Maybe after the holidays I'll give it a go again, but for now we just moisturize the heck out of that forehead, and I'm gonna also give you some more tips about the forehead, so don't you worry your pretty little head off. I also want to remind you to don't forget your neck. Your neck ages And you can really just take what's left over. Sometimes I really don't ever go back in. But yeah, you don't want to forget your neck and your décolleté area because that actually ages before this does. So do not forget that area. And another thing that ages that we don't think about are our hands. So just take that extra, because there's some on my hands right now. And I'm just going to take it on the back of my hands and just kind of rub it in. And then just kind of go like this. So that way my hands now have sunscreen on them and they also have moisture, so I won't have old lady looking hands until I'm like a real old lady. At least let's hope. I feel like really the most important thing is to take care of your skin, because that way you're not really going to need to cover up too much with foundation. And that's the next thing. When you go in with foundation, don't plop it on. As a matter of fact, for me, I like things that are more dewy. And I know that not everyone has normal skin like I do, but I will say this. If you don't have normal skin or dry skin, then go in with something that's going to help with your oily skin. And you probably aren't aging as bad as those of us that have normal to dry skin, but because oil does help to kind of make you look young and youthful for longer. But yeah, go in. My tip number 2 is to go in with light products. Don't go full coverage, especially for day to day. Just kind of go with products that are just going to go in with the foundation that's going to make it look like your skin, but better. The It Cosmetics, and I don't have it on me right now, but the It Cosmetics foundation, it's Better Than Skin or something like that. I will link it down below. It is so good. I have some, but it's my summer color, and it's just, I haven't bought, actually, yes, I have it coming. I have my natural color coming, but it literally looks like skin. It melts into my skin so seamlessly and so beautifully, and it is just perfect for more mature skin. So right now I just have this Makeup Forever HD stick. As you can see, I like had it's pretty much gone. I'm just kind of digging as much as I can out right now. And then that's a little yellow. This is a little pink. So I'm gonna do a little mixture, but neither one of these are super heavy. As a matter of fact, the Makeup Forever foundation has a more dewy finish than this Clinique one does. So the two of them together I think are really great finishes, and it also gives me more of my perfect color. And just go in with a brush and just blend it in. Makeup tip number 3, I don't care what age you are, take the time to blend. Make sure you're blending your foundation down your neck, and if you're gonna contour your neck, make sure you're blending it out. Make sure there's not this harsh line. Now, one thing I will do, because I don't use very heavy concealer, I will go ahead and I will take my foundation and I will put it up underneath my eyes. If that works for you, do it. If it doesn't, don't. The whole thing is to find tips and tricks that people give you and then see what works best for you. So I'm about to give you a concealer tip that is not going to work for everyone. See, for me, I don't have super dark circles underneath my eyes. At least not most of the time. Most of the time, I do have like this, y'all see that? But no amount of concealer, no amount of foundation, no amount of anything except for a surgery or some kind of something like a filler is going to help that, because it's like lack of fat. Lack of fat here. I have to have lack of fat here. And the one place I don't want it, that's where I'm lacking fat. Everywhere else. Anyways, I will go ahead and just tap that in again. Be like very careful around your eye area. And what I do now is take a super lightweight concealer. This, as a matter of fact, is just a brightener. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer, and it's just one of these little, it's kind of like the YSL Chocolat, I believe it's called. And this is where you want to put your concealer. On the inner corner, and then right here on the end. There's no more triangle, there's no more none of that. Just right here and right here. Because what this is going to do is it's going to lift us up. The triangle and everything else and any kind of other heaviness in concealers drag our face down. And with this light concealer, now there's one or two options. If you don't have dark circles, you can skip the concealer altogether, or even this little light brightener, because I'm telling you, concealer is heavy. It's going to cake up into your fine lines and your wrinkles on the sides of your eyes, your crow's feet. There is nothing we can do about that. It's either you take it or you leave it. So you see that? This doesn't do it as bad because, like I said, it's a very, very lightweight concealer. So, or it's a brightener. It's really not even a concealer. So this one doesn't do it that much, which is why and I also barely put anything on the side of there because I don't need any kind of concealing underneath my eyes. So if you don't have dark circles that you need to cover, stop putting concealer under your eyes. Tip number 3, do not apply any powder on places where you have fine lines. So for me, I don't need to go up underneath my eyes. If you feel like you need to because you feel like you need your concealer to set, like barely put anything on the brush. Like I'm not even kidding y'all, like nothing, next to nothing. Because if you think concealer makes these dark circles or these crow's feet stand out even more, try to put some powder on it. Because trust me, don't look at these 20-year-old YouTubers for makeup tips. Like do not, because they are not going to have the makeup tips that are going to work for your aging skin. They're just not. So for me, this issue right here, or this area right here is not really a problem. So I will go ahead and put a little bit right here just to kind of make this a little toned down as far as a little more matte. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's really all I'll do. I stay clear from my forehead. My forehead has wrinkles and I stay far away, far away from my forehead. From here, I'm really just gonna do something super natural. That's something too, if you wanna look more young, more bright, more wide awake, go with super natural looking makeup. I'm just going to take my go-to, which this is the Naturally Pretty palette by IT Cosmetics. Unfortunately, you can't get this anymore, but I really just use the sunset color. And then I will go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam. And because I have green eyes, these oranges look really good on my eye and really accentuate my eye. And so I go in with Orange Soda and Burnt Orange on a Sigma E40. Again, I will link all these things down below. I literally just tapped, and then I take this sunset color and I go tap, and then I go tap, or I tap it off so I can tap off the excess. And then I will start up here in my crease and I will just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Again, make sure you're blending, but also again, these lighter colors are definitely way more forgiving than anything that's super dark. They also blend really nicely. But another thing is, if you want to have a really pretty eye that looks very blended, it's much easier to blend lighter colors than it is to blend darker colors. Also, another thing that you want to kind of stay away from is any kind of super glittery eyeshadows around any of this area. Now you can, I would suggest, if you're gonna really look for that kind of brightening look, basically all I'm doing, by the way, is just taking these shadows and I started in the crease and I just lightly come and take these colors onto my lid. So it's like an all-in-one and done kind of eyeshadow look. But I also am staying away from any super glittery. Do I use glitter? Yes, I do. But these are just tips to help you look your absolute youngest when it comes to makeup. It doesn't mean that this is the end all be all and this is how you have to do your makeup every single day. I'm just giving you tips on how to look younger with your makeup. So, or not how to look older, basically. I like to stay away from anything glittery. So here, I won't do anything, okay? But you see how this looks, right? What I will do is I will take this matte shadow, and then this right here is a white. It is a more shimmery color, but it's not super shimmery. By the way, I say stay away from shimmers in your crease. Just do mattes because it looks much better. And number two, and that's for any age. And number two, if you're going to go in with some kind of shine on your lid, stick with a more satin eyeshadow than a glittery eyeshadow. Glitter always is going to make you look older if you have any kind of fine lines, because it just accentuates any kind of fine lines and wrinkles that you have on your eyes. Now, this is what I do. This has been a tip of mine. It's my favorite tip because I think it makes such a huge difference. You know how a lot of YouTubers will go into this inner corner right here? Well, usually they stick to this inner corner right here and they just kind of go boop, 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 and then that's it. That's not what I do. I think what I do makes such a huge difference, and especially the more that you age, it makes an even better difference because it's going to brighten up your eyes and make them look so pretty and so bright, but you're also, again, not adding all of this shiny glitter that's going to accentuate any kind of crepiness that you got going on around this, because I have a lot of it around here. So I have the NYX palette, contour palette. I absolutely love this. I've been using it for like 7-8 years. I have not used any other contour palette because this is where it's at. I love it. I will take this white shadow and then this cream shadow, but I'm just going to go ahead and tap it off, and then I will go up here. So you see how I'm going into that inner corner where all that darkness is, and then I'm going to just bring it in and onto the lid and onto that, what's it called, crease right there. So right around, and then I take it down here, just right here though. And I really don't focus it down here. I more so focus it up here because that is where you want to brighten it up. Do you see the difference in this eye? This one has the brightening, this one does not. Don't you see like a huge, it's not a huge difference, but this eye actually looks lifted. It looks more wide awake. I absolutely love this trick. This is my favorite trick. This is something I did not learn from anyone. I just did one day playing around with my makeup. It was like several years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never, ever skip this step. Whether I'm doing a smoky eye, whether I'm doing red or burgundies or green or black, I don't care. It doesn't matter what color I'm working with. I always do this step because it makes such a difference for me. So another thing I will do is take those colors and just go right up underneath my brow. Okay, so lashes are on. Next tip I have for you is to take a beauty blender. This is the Morphe one, and I will link it down below. But if you feel like you've went a little overboard with your foundation or your powder or anything, and maybe it's looking a little cakey, go ahead and dampen it, and you can just go over your face and tap, 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 and it's going to push the product in and then take off any extra product that you may not want on your face. Okay, now we're going to contour. I'm going to go ahead and take this shade. This has a little bit of a gray tone to it, so that way it's going to be a better contour than bronzer shade for me. And I'm just going to take this brush, which doesn't even have any handwriting on it anymore, or writing on it. F40. It's an angled contour brush. Go ahead and take it, dip it into the product. I always tap or dab off. And for here, you don't want to start, so some people will tell you like go to the end of your ear and contour there. I actually, especially when you're aging, we want to lift our faces up, go up a little higher, almost like where you would put your blush. Start there, put the most product right there, and then just kind of come down the face. I try not to put it too much further than the end of my eye, because again, you don't want your bronzer down here. You just want it over here because you want to lift your face, but also give your face some color and some dimension. Because if you look at this, this is just one shade. You look at this, even though we're not blended and done, you have a little bit more dimension to the face, and that's what we're doing. We want to lift and add dimension. So you never want to blend down. You always want to place the color and then blend up. Another suggestion of something that you can do is, because the more you age, the less you want to use powder. So if you don't want to use powder, use a cream contour. You could also do this up underneath your foundation if you wanted to with cream. And I hear a really, really, really good cream. I've never ordered it before and I've never tried it before, but I hear really, really good contour and bronzer cream is the one from Chanel. It's like the Chanel something something. I don't know. I'll link it down below though if you're interested in looking for it or looking at it. But I just go in between these two because I don't necessarily want to contour my forehead because I don't have a big forehead. I don't think so anyways. But I do want to add some color. So I always go right here on the temple and I go a little bit further, like above my eyebrow, to kind of bring it a little bit further in. And then I go right at the hairline and then come down and then bring the bronzer a little bit again over. So you're making your forehead lighter than, so basically I am doing some contouring here. But I also take it to the outside and I blend it into my hair so there's no harsh lines. You do not want any harsh lines with this, guys, okay? That's very, very, very important. You want it all to look super seamless, like it is basically your skin. Here is a tip that I learned. I think I saw this on TikTok. So you just take a brush and go like this, and then take a brush like this, dip it into your bronzer, and then this is how you can easily contour your nose. Hold on. It's easier for me to do when I'm not talking, number one, and number two, when I'm like not trying to do it with the camera. I also try to get like up underneath. But you see, my nose is contoured. It's pretty genius. I really like this tip. And then you just kind of go, and I will just blend it this way, blend the color down my nose. Voila, you have a 30-second contoured nose. All right, now we're gonna go in with blush. We are done with our contour. So yes, this has glitter in it, but I love a good highlight still on my face. So this is the Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just picked up another one. This is my preferred shade. These two look really good when I am tan, but your girl's fair right now, and I'm just gonna use this one. So I just take it on this little tapered brush. This is an e.l.f. brush. It's a small taper brush. And I just go ahead and I go right there, and it adds this nice glow. It's not super sparkly though either, y'all. That's why I love this this kit, what is it? The Glow Kit, because it's not super over the top sparkly glitter. It's just really pretty, and it just gives you that really youthful glow to your skin. It's not over the top like boom bam. To me, it doesn't accentuate any of my pores or fine lines and wrinkles or anything, so I love it. Either or, you can skip it, you can keep it, but I definitely say if you're gonna go with a shade, pick up this kit because it doesn't have a ton of glitter, especially this one. Okay, now this has glitter in it, so if you again are concerned about that, definitely go with a more matte blush or a satin blush. But this This is gonna kind of do some sparkling glowing on your cheeks, which I personally love, but it's all, again, personal preference. This is the, what brand is this? Oh, I used it so much, it's Milani. The writing faded off. Okay, this is the Dolce Pink Baked Powder Blush. So I absolutely love this. I just take a little brush like this and I dip in, and here's two things you can do, okay? Number one, close to where we put that highlight is where we want to put the blush, because again, we want to lift our face. We don't want to drag it down. No more putting it on the apples. If you're gonna do this technique, just kind of keep it right here and blend it back into your hairline, and bam, you're done. I personally like to take it, and I'm just gonna do it on the other side, and I just kind of do like circular motions when I'm putting my blush on. And then what I do is I will take it and I will put it over my nose. And I love it because I think it's a super youthful, really pretty look. And it makes you look like you have a little sunburn, but you didn't get any sun and you don't really have a sunburn. But I just think that sunburns are so youthful looking. So again, this is something you might not want to do. It's definitely not for everyone, but I just absolutely love it. And it's not like I'm putting a ton of blush there and you can really notice, and it's like, oh my gosh, look, she's got, no, it just looks super natural and it looks super glowy, and it just gives me that youthful kind of, she's got a sunburn, she looks like she's been somewhere, she looks so youthful. Again, it not even like looks like a sunburn, but just kind of emulates, you know how kids have those really pretty rosy red cheeks? That's what this is kind of emulating too. So think of like youth, young, all that pretty stuff. All right, now I take a kabuki brush and I do even extra blending. I'm telling you guys, the key to a put together face is blend, blend, blend. Okay, my last tip is to just use some kind of gloss or some kind of something to make your lips look juicy but not overdrawn. And again, for this look, it's all about less is more. The less product, the more youthful you're going to look. So this, I've been doing this a lot lately. Like, I've been ditching the lip liner and the matte lipstick and then the gloss, and just kind of going in with this Vaseline, and it's the rose tint, I believe. Yeah, Rosy Lips. It's lip therapy. Gives you a little bit of a really pretty rosy tint to it, but it's not over the top and it's not anything that is too much. So that is really it for my over 40 makeup tutorial loaded with tips. Again, makeup is so fun. Make it your own, but then also take tips and tricks here and there and work it to what is going to work best for you, your skin type, where you're at in your aging process at this moment, and kind of tweak to your preference. Make yourself look a little bit more glowy and pretty and fresh-faced, which is always going to be a more youthful look. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely let me know if you want more over 40 makeup tutorials and makeup tips. I have a really great idea for a smoky eye that is for a more mature woman and all of the things. So let me know if you guys want to see more of these. I will definitely do more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.